People management, something that new entrepreneurs, side hustlers, and managers have difficulty with while running their business or their day to day work job. But in this pandemic, where most businesses have started remote work from home jobs, it's even harder to keep a track on teams that are working on a particular project, recognizing their efforts, keeping track of the performance of each individual, giving rewards, providing proper feedback, and more. Now that I'm back with this episode, I'll solve this problem of yours. Hello, entrepreneurs. Welcome to Behind the Brains podcast, where you can learn everything about business, side hustle, freelance, and how to make money. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without any further ado, let's get started with this podcast episode. As I address the problem of people management, in this pandemic, it's hard for people to manage their teams. Either it be regarding sharing proper and relevant information and tasks, or it can be with regards to appraisal and performance recognition. It's hard for managers to provide a direct one on one feedback to each individual. Managers cannot see the efforts of team members and can't place anyone responsible for the success or a failure of a particular job. Many businesses, startups, and side hustles around the world are addressing this same issue, and this is a burden for managers and the employees too. But how can you be better at this people management thing? Well, I'll share 6 tips and strategies on how you can manage your team remotely, and I'll share a tool that will help you to manage your team well. But first, let's cover the tips. So, the first and of course the most obvious one is to know your team well. This actually means understanding each member of the team in relation to their skills, talent, and potential. Knowing your team's strengths and weaknesses will help you to grow in the long term. You need to focus on your strengths, no doubt, but you'll have to overcome your weaknesses too. This is simple, but still, many startups shut down in their first 5 years of operation. They don't focus on their team's strengths and never understand their potential, which is why they fail eventually. We have made an episode on how to hire employees a long time ago. It covers important details that you need to know while hiring and building a strong team. You can refer to that episode for more information. But for now, I'll move on to the next tip, which aligns with the first one, developing clear goals and assigning tasks. There are surely a lot of podcasts and videos on how to make goals and set objectives for your team. But the most important part in this is to assign tasks to the right person so that you can achieve those goals and objectives. What I've learned from my personal experience is that assigning the right task to a wrong person isn't more catastrophic than assigning the wrong task to the right person. This is why I said knowing your team well is really important to assign them the right task based on their skills, experience, and growth potential. Imagine hiring a designer but giving him a job to market the product. What do you think will happen? So rather than taking a shot in the dark, know your team well, define clear goals, and assign tasks accordingly. The third tip is to provide positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is a highly effective management technique which you reward people who demonstrate excellence in the workplace. Be vocal when you notice someone's producing quality work and encourage team members to celebrate one another's success. You can recognize excellent work by something as simple as verbal praise or through a structured reward system, depending on what motivates your team the best. Like, find something positive about everyone on your team to emphasize so that you can recognize top performers and encourage others to be more confident as they grow their skills. This would further lead to providing timely and regular feedback, which is my next tip. Imagine being the best performer in the team but still not getting any feedbacks from the team leader or higher authority. I know how this feels and how bad it makes team members feel. A better way to keep them motivated, happy, and satisfied is by providing timely and regular feedback. If it's a positive one, congrats them, give them some kudos, and of course, let them know they have done a great job and they should keep doing it. But if it's a negative one, don't hesitate to point out what went wrong, and for God's sake, don't just leave it there. A good manager, or I should say, a good leader, always helps his team to undo their wrongs. So when you're pointing out mistakes, always be ready to give at least 2 to 3 ways in which they can improve it and never repeat it again. This would make them feel comfortable and, of course, motivated to carry on the good work and turn down the bad ones. You can use work patterns, a tool specifically designed for team management and project management. This tool helps you to manage your team well with a lot of features, one of which includes providing regular feedbacks as and when a project is completed or a task is completed. You can either write a text message or record a video of yourself and divide it into two parts, one which covers what they did well and one which includes what they need to improve on. I have used this tool personally, and this is a phenomenal experience in managing a team. My next tip is to resolve conflicts between the members before it's too late. I know sometimes it's hard to manage people because of conflicts. They can be personal, professional, or emotional. A good way to do it is by talking to the members in a friendly and polite manner, asking them if everything's right or if everything is okay with their work environment and if they want to address anything. I personally love work patterns for this because you can literally just raise a concern as a discussion topic for a meeting, or the employees can directly send you a message which can help you to resolve those problems. Work patterns make your management experience a lot more fun and less stressful. It even has some good and useful features which I'll be discussing in the end of this video or the podcast episode. But first, let me finish my final point. The last one is kind of heavy and will definitely take a long time when you put it into execution. I'm talking about empowerment, a strong sense of feeling that will hold your team and help team members to achieve their highest level of performance and satisfaction. But the simple thing is that it starts with recognition. You can do anything and everything to be a good manager or a good leader. But if you aren't recognizing your team's effort, their sacrifices, then you are no better than a janitor. Don't take me wrong, that's the hard truth. Recognizing your team's efforts will go above and beyond to make sure they give their 1000% towards any goal or any objective. Awarding them for their efforts, providing them opportunity to improve themselves, to prove their worth, to unleash their potential. That's what a leader does. But in remote work, that sounds impossible, but not after today. Work Patterns has designed their service in such a way that it helps you to show your true leadership aspect even when you are working remotely. You can just provide them with action items, which means the task each member needs to perform. You can also see who contributed to any business decisions that helped your business grow, whose efforts made the project a success, and who needs to be responsible for the failure or a success of the project. With the help of work patterns, you can be a better team manager, a team leader that most teams lack due to remote work from home condition. Work patterns provide you with a workspace which is really easy to understand and truly amazing how a simple tool can help you manage your team and keep them operational in the most convenient way possible. This tool covers benchmarking, providing feedbacks, goal management, performance tracking, rewards and recognition, adding team members in the workspace, creating multiple groups for managing multiple projects and multiple people, collaborative discussions, solving the problems collectively, keeping a track at all the action tasks assigned to a team, and a lot more. Its user face is easy to understand and simple to use. You can try it for free on workpatterns.com. The link is given in the description below. You can use the free version for managing a team of 5 members. But if you have a bigger team, then you will have to try a free trial of 14 days and then you can pay $7 per month to use it thereafter. I have used this tool and personally I would recommend it to the managers who are managing a team remotely in this pandemic. You can be a social media agency, you can even be a small side hustle or a freelance person. This service is specifically designed for managing teams and multiple projects. I saw this problem over the internet and thought it's time to make a podcast episode about it. And here you have it. 6 things you can focus on to improve your team management skills and manage your team properly with the use of work patterns. Even if you have a team of 3 to 4 people, it's absolutely free to try and you can experience it yourself. How easy it makes team management for your projects and assignments. I hope this episode was worth it and it helped you to learn something new. If you think it's helpful, then share it with your friends, family members, or someone who can find help from this episode. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Behind the Brains podcast on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube, then hit that subscribe button and make sure you never miss anything from us. Our podcast is live on more than 20 podcast directories, so whichever you prefer, subscribe us there. Make sure to leave a positive review on Apple Podcast and IMDb. And if you haven't yet listened to our previous episode on Dogecoin, then you can find it on our podcast channel page easily. I'll be back with another episode next week. Till then, keep listening, keep hustling from Behind the Brains podcast. I'll see you later.